Hey, there we go. Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is April 18th, 2019, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going there, chat room? I started a little bit quick there, I know, because we're starting late. I had a couple errands that ran a little bit long. Core Bob is here. Franklin89. Dave Noderer. Hey there. Dave and Mr. Regs is here. Stelzy. Hello, hello. Lannon. And D.D. Walsh. Good morning. Good morning. It's a little bit earlier morning for folks on the West Coast than it is over here in sunny Philadelphia. And Mr. Regs resubbing right away. 8 months. Thanks so much. Yes, I'm wearing the infamous Visual Studio 2019 launch hat. There's a little bit of a story that's growing and happening around this thing. So I get hats custom made all the time. And Mickey Gossett, thank you so much for that sub.
Just subscribe.
There it is with your Twitch Prime. That's awesome. And of course, with all of our subscriptions, all of our cheers, I'm going to make donations this quarter to Veterans Who Code. And we're setting up to make our donation to Black Girls Code in the next week or two. The question, of course, where do you get them made? Where do you get these things made? There's a so let's talk about this for a second. I get a lot of hats made. I've had hats made when I worked for Telerik. I've had hats made when I've worked for Microsoft. You've seen the C# hat. I've had this hat made. I've had a number of hats made, and I keep going back and getting more hats made. And I've got 3 hats that I'm making for Microsoft Build that I'm going to wear. No. I've got 3 hats that I'm making before Microsoft Build. I'm going to wear 2 of them there, and I'll wear a third at Dev Intersection in June. I'm trying to find the name of the shop online, their place online here. And I'm excuse me. I'm purposely not showing my screen yet because it's in my email. Because what I do is I send them my logos in email when I'm there in the shop, and that's what it's called. And then they convert them to the appropriate file format and stitch them on the hat for me. So this is, let me see, where is it? I don't think that's them. The name of the place is called Custom Apparel. And they're in my local shopping mall, and I've given their information out to a couple of other folks. When I had I had a sponsorship from I forget who it was, but they sent their logo over there, and we had the logo printed up and put on a hat, and I just went and picked it up. It was great. I'm going to get all their information, and we'll share that a little bit later. Good morning, Shy Sharp and Ancient Coder, Michael Jolly. We're making bots for all these maker channels. We need to find a hat maker stream to take care of us. Michael Jolly, I know somebody who does do it, but she's a little bit busy for the next month or two, and she's not going to be able to help me out with anything until at least the fall. But there's definitely, I definitely want to highlight some folks on the creators channels and get them some support. So these are custom hats. They're one-off. They cost me $25-30 to get made. So I don't exactly go and get 100 of them made and ship them out to people. They're literally made just for me. The folks at Microsoft in the marketing department don't make hats. And the hats they make are all boilerplate template, the same. They're one color. They're not different colors like the little nib on the top is a different color here. And it's just Microsoft in the middle. They don't put other logos on hats. Xbox is a different department, a whole different division. But for different products, you won't see an Office hat. You might see a Bing hat. But those they've discontinued. They don't make those anymore. Gonna need a heck hat? Sure. Justin Horner, hello. Good to see you. AAV. Is that Ashish Singh Bagel? Hello, hello. Lurking today trying to revive a 10-year-old diagnosis device based on XP. Oh, dear Lord, good luck. Let me get some music playing in the background here. Of course, we're going to play music to code by. This is music from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. You can put an exclamation point music in the channel, and you'll see all about. Thank you, Svava. Look at that. Yes, what mischief? Oh, wait till you see the mischief we're going to get into today, because we're going to be learning about the actor model in building distributed applications. I think I'm going to play Indigo today. So this is music to code by. This is scientifically engineered. It's designed to get you in the groove. Thank you for the follow, Ashish. I really appreciate that. So this is going to get you in the groove, whether you're writing code, you're doing homework, or you're just working around the house. Check it out, music to code by. You can get more information about that. I'll fire the music command in the chat room. There you go. mtcb.pwop.com, where you can download the app and get the first 3 songs completely free for your phone at musictoflowby.com. Thanks so much, Carl. We appreciate you letting us listen to your music while we're writing code together here on stream. So we're going to talk about the actor model today, and we're going to scale up, and as Michael Jolly said, we're going to get our applications. We started off, a lot of people write bots on stream, and it's something that I've danced around. We worked on a set of widgets and things here for my channel, and then we worked on a couple other projects, Core Wiki, our Stream Deck, and then we've come back as I put together a little feature or two for our friend Quill Tony. You know Quill Tony. There she goes, wandering off that way. And there's other folks that want similar features. And when you build a bot just for your one channel, that's not hard. You don't have thousands, tens of thousands of viewers, and you don't need to manage a significant amount of resources. Your bot can pretty much scale with network and memory and processor pretty easily for one channel. But when you start to bring in a second, and you've got 100,000 people that you manage and across all of those channels, so now you've got multi-tenant capabilities because you're managing multiple resources that need to be isolated for each one of those tenants. Just like tenants in an apartment building, you have tenants in your application. You see this in other applications because when you log in, you get all of your configuration that's appropriate to you. And the application will change appropriately for what you need. So this is a multi-tenant application is what the architecture is described as. And then we're going to, I said and then.
And then?
We're going to layer on top of that a website to this that does some of the video widgets. So that's where we've decided to kind of grow this, because there's some unique features that some of our friends need here that lead us down exploring and discovering some interesting architectures that I think for the intermediate to advanced developer are something that we should talk about. So yes, the idea of building a bot is simple and a lot of people do it. But we're going to get into some much more interesting architecture here with multiple processes running to manage all of our bots, to a farm of all of these processes running across multiple machines possibly. And we're going to be able to deploy this whole thing into the cloud. And as soon as I say the word containers, if I say containers fast enough, containers, it's like Beetlejuice with Robert Tables. He just appears. And I don't see him just yet, but I'm sure the more I talk about containers, Robert Tables will appear. So we'll use containers technology to package up and deploy this. Jameson, Easter weekend, bank holiday tomorrow, so got them Friday feels. Oh, I know that. I know that completely. S&B, 1 year, look at that. Super Bazinga, 12 months. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to make a donation to veterans who code this quarter. Thank you so much. You work on Windows containers. Love the Windows containers. They're tremendous. And Brett Miller IT, thanks so much for the follow. Windows containers give you all kinds of great features if you're used to building on Windows. But if we're working with ASP.NET Core, we can deploy to whatever operating system we want. And we can really slim things down and make our individual actors to manage our individual processes to manage all those different channels behave appropriately and scale them individually. It's going to be pretty interesting. That multicolor hat is so pretty. What? Which one? Oh yeah, look at that. The multicolored hat for SMB because he hit a year. Look at that. And I do have more emotes coming from our friend Corgi Candy. I have And I'm setting up the donation. So, all right, let's do this. Let's talk about, there we are. Our rainbow beard goal right now is at 6132 out of 7,000. We need to get to 7,000 before May 1st, and I'll dye my beard rainbow for Microsoft Build. I don't think we're going to make it. Don't know. Anyone know when WDK is going to be released for Visual Studio 2019? Don't know. The Windows Developer Kit you're referring to, I'm assuming. No, don't know. Fierce Kittens! Oh, man. See, it's not reading it. Stream Elements, you're not reading any of my TTS for me. Golly gee whiz, good morning, gang. Well, thank you, Fierce Kittens. It's great to see you. Woo! Big woo for Fierce Kittens and all the hypo, yeah. Heard SMB and thought Ned was here. No. Beard looks freshly trimmed. Yes, I cleaned up. I clean up nicely. Look at that. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? So we're going to talk about the actor model today. And at some point, I am going to do something with Fierce Kittens on .NET Core 3. I am planning this. I will make this happen. Oh, yes. We will do a .NET Core 3 session together. And I may even find a sponsor or two to make it even more interesting. And the mirror was 4 feet behind the sink. Oh, yes. So SMB's referring to, there was a tweet that went out last night. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't follow very many celebrities on Twitter. It's not something that I generally find that I generally find interesting, compelling. Dear Lord, hang on. That looked kind of important. Oh boy. This can't be good. I'm not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about politics on channel. No politics. But I do follow Greg Grunberg. Greg Grunberg is in a lot of J.J. Abrams movies. He's in Star Wars. Yeah, he's in Star Wars. But he tweeted a link to Kim Kardashian's bathroom. And she's got this really long counter in sink. And you can check this out. You know what? Let's zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to complain about Kim Kardashian for a second. The mirror is 4 feet behind her sink. There's literally, you can walk behind the sink entirely. There's nothing back there. There's no plumbing that goes into the wall like there might be in yours and my houses. And I'm looking at this thinking, are you kidding? Okay, for some reason we're not getting all the widgets popping up here. Let me force a refresh on some of these. And where is sentiments? There we go. So, how the heck do you shave, trim your beard, pluck your eyebrows, whatever it is that you need to do in the morning, groom yourself, if this mirror is literally, it's literally 4 feet behind. Look at that. Pause right there. I don't want to even hear Kim talk. But you can walk behind it. It's 4 feet away to the mirror. I'm like, how do you even see that? Sink island in the bathroom. You aren't kidding. There's 2 of them, and it's got a very slight depression to hold the water back. Now, what I thought was even weirder, right? See, look at this. You can walk behind the sink. Neat. But how the heck do you groom yourself? There's no mirror there or nothing. You know what else is missing from this bathroom? Where do you keep your shampoos and things? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but when I go and I groom myself and I go to, dear Lord, look at the size of this bath, and she brags that she can fit the whole family in there. That's great. You can go swimming in your tub. Where do you keep the soap? You know what I mean? Like, there isn't like a soap dispenser there either, right? Like, over here on the sink, if we go back to the sink, there's not even like, at the airport or at restaurants, you got the soap dispenser next to the sink, so you just put your hand under and it dispenses soap, or you press the pump thing. No, there's nothing there! How the heck do you clean yourself in this place? I think you're all wrong. Think how close you get to the mirror to inspect if you didn't have that sink in front of you. Look in the mirror, turn around to the sink. Michael Jolly, that's a great idea. if you could turn the sink around. Now you got to like turn around and reach. So, why are there chairs? There's another good question. Why are there chairs? Not only why are there chairs, there's no curtains. You're getting in the shower and it's not just a window. Everybody that's walking by outside that's trimming the shrubs and things. My gosh, it looks like you're living in the middle of Jurassic Park out there with all the greenery that's out there. Don't get me wrong, it's probably an amazing house. And if this is clipped and Kim, Kanye, all the power to you. It looks like a tremendous bathroom. I just question the usability. Sure, you know what? It is nice to be able to sit down in a chair near the bathroom, and I have a chair in my master bedroom. I can sit down and put on socks, put on my shoes, clip my nails, all those types of things that you need to do when you're grooming yourself, and that's fine. They probably do something similar. So I don't hold anything right about. There's the chairs. I don't hold anything about the chairs. Right, there's a walkway outside here. Folks are going to be walking by and taking care of that greenery, and that's going to be weird. Does Kim seem like the modest type? We're talking about somebody who became famous from a pornographic video. They're also the #1 personality on all the social medias. Home design commentary by Fritz. Yes. If you look like her, you'd want everyone to see. Okay, fair enough. Maybe a shelf and a seat in the shower. Fantastic. That would be amazing, too, if there was a shelf and a seat in the shower. Right there. There's a seat in the shower, but where do you put the shampoo? There's no, shelf. I had my bathroom redone here, and there's a shelf that I purposely had, put at arm level so that I can put my shampoo, put the soap and everything there. You can literally fit... My gosh, you can put a whole basketball team in that shower. Maybe they do. I don't know, but there you go. That's my bathroom household design commentary with Fritz. All right. She has servants hold it out to her. There you go. Maybe the pot is flat. There's another one. Where's the potty? Hugo with the sub. 5 months. It does. Time flies when we're streaming. Yeah, it does. Nope, you joined the right stream, Brett. We like to discuss a couple other things every now and again, just to make sure, just to keep things fresh, keep things light. Wow. And to impress folks that yes, we know our home design decor. Right?
Do it!
All right, we'll get to the code. Hey, James Gatz. Hello there. Jose said, it's a Kardashian. Believe me, there's a basketball. The Kardashian Jenner girls do tend to date basketball players. More than that, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Much respect to what they've been able to accomplish. She's even taking tests to go to law school. Hey, whatever. Dropped a pretty thanks. Thank you, Fierce Kittens. That's only that commentary you can get here live on my channel. Thanks. Thank you, Fierce Kittens. Thanks. I feel so much better knowing that. Yeah, see yourself right out. Thank you. Okay. Hey, my name's Jeff. We're going to write some code today, and we're going to stop talking about celebrities and what's going on there. We do love you, Fierce Kittens. The thought train here does nothing if not go off the rails several times during our time together. No, S&B. That's fine. It was fun. My daughter keeps complaining to me that I shouldn't keep drinking from this container, drinking the G Fuel from this container on stream. I'm not going to lift it up all the way so you can see the logo. She said, because every time you drink from there, they get their logo on your stream and it's like a free sponsorship. I'm like, whatever. Doesn't count unless you get a before and after number on the scale. All right, so we're talking about how to scale up our bot. And we're going to use what's called the actor model. And we started getting some suggestions about this in our last stream on Tuesday evening. As a longtime developer, as somebody who's been building services for a long time, I've had to build services that need to scale. So the way that we did that in the past, before things like Akka and Orleans, we would build a application server, and that application server we would set up with remoting and different network endpoints that we would listen on, receive requests on, and then fan out those requests to a thread pool. And we would do a little bit of publish, subscribe, and notification using all kinds of different programming structures, semaphores, to indicate, hey, I've got a thread that needs work, I've got work that needs to be serviced, and then we would return that data to the calling services. And this is something that we learned how to scale and build very, very well. Great. Are all the volumes are very low? No. I'm looking at my meter. I can push it up a little bit more. How's that? Maybe a little bit more? How we doing now? Folks can hear fine? Nick Larson's now hosting us. Thanks so much. Use your words. Yes. There's an Akanet actor system. No. So, let's do this. Let's set today's project exploring, adding Akka.net to, you know what, I'm not even going to put the dot in there. I'm going to put .net like that so it doesn't try and do that. Adding Akka.net to a chatbot in order to add scalability. There we go. All right. And yep, Docker will come along at some point. We're not going to get there today. So that was the way that we used to build services. And I know Fierce Kittens, we've groused together about what it was like to build multi-threaded software back in the day. Back in years gone by, like 2012. Okay, that's not that long ago. But that was the way that we built things. Now, there's models, there's frameworks that'll do that for you. You're summoning Beetlejuice? Oh, yeah, okay. Back in the yesteryear. Prasanth Lewis, thank you for the host. You had 3 bugs, add threading, now you have 20. Oh, yeah, I know. And the great thing with .NET Core 4 and 4.5 is they brought the Task Parallel Library, TPL, into .NET, so that without having to write a lot of multi-threading code and having to do things to get asynchronous applications and services running, you could just add keywords and it would automatically fire and handle requests asynchronously. Where before you would have to pass a pointer that says, okay, when you're done this task, go call this other method over here. Here's where you're going to continue processing. And that was tricky and a pain in the neck. Well, the actor model takes this just a couple steps further here, and using a framework like Akka, and I did do some reading on this, it allows you to define your worker processes abstractly as an actor that you will pass things off to, and you can scale up those number of actors appropriately and quickly, and also across processes and machines, because it's got networking built into it. So that's where we're going to go here. Positively Stitched, thank you for the host. Soon it will be May is for Max, yes, and we'll continue working on that. You have to say Docker mechanical keyboard solder. Now, is it solder or solder? I know European folks say solder, but here in the States, we say solder. Hey, Positively Stitched, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh my.
All the hosting is impressing me. Look at that. And we've got tremendous, look at that, the our sentiment analysis is off the charts. Everybody is so happy. Solder is the correct way to say it, says TBD Gamer, and that's because you're wrong. See, that's Smabs in the UK, and that's... Alright, we're not going to delve too far into that. So I did a little bit of reading here on this, and I've learned enough about the model that I think I know where we want to start. You're from the UK originally. Fantastic. Then I don't need to go any further. So I'm going to start Visual Studio 2019, and our project, our solution, was originally called the Quiltoni Pixelbot, and eventually we're going to end up renaming this because it's going to be a heck of a lot more than just Quiltoni that it supports, and it's going to do all kinds of amazing integrations and things. Does the solder have any aluminium? Oh man! All right, it's pronounced route or rote. Boy, here we go. So we started down this path with creating an orchestrator and workers. And an orchestrator in our mind was going to be that control system that was going to spin up and be the seed that controls all the various workers that are going to be listening and working with the thousands and tens of thousands of folks that are out there that are going to be using this bot. Okay, maybe not that many, but lots and lots of folks that are out there. This conversation is going to go nuclear. Oh boy. Yes, that's how W used to say it. Yeah, and I completely disagreed. Tiny Plaid Ninjas fought this out years ago. So, we started down this path, and I was going to write a proxy that would listen for a connection and would create a connection to a SignalR hub on our orchestrator. And the more and more that we went down that, the discussion came up, well, you should check out the actor model. And articles like this one is this Furry Mogwai, which is Paul here, talk about, well, here's how to add it into an ASP.NET Core project so that you have great logging, you have a master service sitting there in the ASP.NET Core web application that you can then have, in his case, he sets up other actors, I believe it's inside this one project that connect to it. We're going to want to scale that out and build this so that we can have external processes connect in, and I think that's where ASP.NET Core 3 and its new worker process application model will fit in nicely, because we don't actually want to run a full web server on those worker processes. We want to get just enough information with logging, dependency injection, and configuration management passing through those so that we can scale those and manage them very easily. That deserves a tomato. How about one of these? Does this work? How's that, DNet78? Hey, I'm Birick. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. 6130, is that going to be 6133? Thanks so much. You just posted to Instagram where you are watching the stream. Well, that's nice of you to share that, Janescu. I appreciate that. So, you have domain objects that you're going to be passing things off to, blah, 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 but you receive messages back and forth between the actors that occur in this and the system. So I haven't built an application with this. I haven't used this at all. But this is where I'm going to be pair programming with you out there, including folks like Welsh Ronaldo. Hello. Good to see you. And we know that actors run on different threads on a thread pool in akka. Yes. And if we need to scale that to different processes, we can. So let's give this a shot. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to start with keeping my orchestrator as kind of the seed node that we're going to need for this, because not Akka. The actual Akka project site is over here at getaka.net. And I went down the documentation and I looked at the idea of clustering way down here. And you have cluster clients, you have cluster sharding. This is where we want to get to. We want to get there. I want to start off with, there was a great, not that diagram. There we go. I want to start off with this type of architecture where we have 2 seed nodes so that they're always running. If one fails, you have another one that picks up, we can start another one. And then several non-seed nodes, some worker processes out there that will connect in and be delegated to, that can connect, and we then end up with an always up configuration, always active and always running. Are you going to be using any Akka persistence? I have no idea. Do I pronounce it Akka or Akka? I pronounce it Akka. I don't know. These are things that I'm going to learn about. Nah, you know what? I'm not quite sure why I think that. 35%, it shouldn't have answered that. So, this is where I'm starting. And we're going to... This is what I want to get as minimum viable. And then we'll be able to scale and do crazy things then. Yes, Microsoft Orleans is very similar. Did I post the link to the Medium article? I did not. Let's do that. This is an older Medium article from 2016. There's the article that we're looking at. And I think we're going to have some fun going through this and learning how to build and work with this. Are you with me, chat room? Am I completely off my rocker? Give me that sanity check to make sure that I'm exploring and going down the right path here. Thank you for the reminder to post that, Derek. I appreciate that. I am off my rocker, but you're with me. It does sound interesting. If you're using Akka without any hardware, is it called acapella? I see what you did there. I can't agree with it. Let's learn something new. Absolutely. It's weird hearing 2016 is older in the tech world. It is. 2016, it might as well be 3 years ago. Okay. That joke deserves a...
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah. All right. I've got a little congestion here. So it looks like all they added was Akka to the project, and they were able to start adding the actor system to create the service, right? That's going to be at the top level. When you look at Akka, from what when I look at concepts, you end up with something that looks like this, where you have the system is managed up at the top level here. Our user-created things, the things that our system that we're building, hang off of this user path. The system does system management things over here, but our user-created things happen over here, and we have actors that branch and create other child actors off of those. So my thinking in creating this, and help validate this for me, chat room, is we're going to create this system at the top level in our orchestrator project over here. And then we will create a top level actor for each channel, that Twitch channel, each live streaming channel that we want to manage.
And then
That will create appropriate worker processes, at least one underneath of it, to manage the scale of that individual channel.
and then
It'll allocate start processes, stop processes appropriately to handle it.
and then
We'll deploy it to the cloud
and then
as a bunch of containers, of course.
and then
Profit.
and then
More profit.
and then
No more indents. What do you think? You immediately thought about clustering. Yeah. There's Landon with no indents. All right, here we go. So this is where I think we want to get to. There's Robert Tables. Containers, the more you know. We've been Beetlejuicing you there, Robert Tables, even though Robert isn't actually your name. That's kind of like Kevin Spacey. Kevin isn't actually Kevin Spacey's name. It's Tim.
And you blew it!
Because I keep calling him Kevin Spacey in person, and I don't know these things. I am... Oh, dear Lord. Yes, Parixen. I'm off my Docker. Let's write some code. Let's get into this. I ruined the illusion of Kevin Spacey. I'm sorry. All right. Let's do this. So when I look at the Medium article, so here's the Medium article, and I'm also going to provide a link to the top of the documentation here for Akka. Matthew, we're not doing the bad dad jokes like they have on Fairy Wing Stream. On Fairy Wing Stream, folks cheer and put the bad dad jokes with it, and they come fast and furious, and you could spend a morning listening there and either laugh or groan for an hour. It's crazy over there. All right, so it looks like we can, to get started here, I'm going to go back over to our orchestrator. Oh my gosh. Toba Nautilus. I got to read this. Good evening. Oh, good evening. Thank you for encouraging Toba Nautilus to start their own dev stream here at Twitch about Java, Python, it's Swift. It's so funny and self-educational to fiddle around with the whole stuff like green screens, camera, OBS, and of course, speaking while coding. Amen. At least the last point isn't so easy. Maybe I'll be able to join the live coder team in the future. What an adventure. Congratulations, Toba Nautilus. It's definitely something that's going to help your in-person speaking skills when you get to conferences. I gave 2 sessions at Codestock this past weekend, and folks they really enjoyed it. The danger, though, is you get used to doing things live. And when you're speaking at an event, you need to have things pre-planned out because you only have an hour or a half an hour, depending on the event. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with configuring the services, creating the actor system on my orchestrator here. So this, by default, came with a couple services, and this is using ASP.NET Core 3 with Razor components. We'll eventually need to change that. Well, change the ones that it comes with, right? And add some services to this so that we can connect in and get health checks and all kinds of fun stuff like that, because health checks are now part of ASP.NET Core, and it should appear in our startup project here at some point. Jeff Goldblum quotes. Yeah, that's a thing too. There is. You're looking for my next F# stream. Oh, no, for Gareth. Yes, Gareth does F# streams. I got a book from, oh my gosh, it's the author who wrote the book. I can see his face on Twitter, and I'm blanking on it. I got an F# book during MVP Summit, and I'm definitely committing myself to read it over the summer here. So, who does F# streams? Gareth does them. I was doing one every now and again, but we'll get there. Like if you print out Wikipedia, yes. No, it wasn't Kit Eason. It's one of the folks from Packet and Fake. I forget his name. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I could see his face. I could see his Twitter account. Oh. I'm going to move on. Hey, Rambling Geek. So, what this looks like is we can just add the Singleton for the basket service. So let's do that. And I need to actually get Akka into this orchestrator. So I could show how elite I am and key in the package reference directly, but I'm going to manage NuGet packages because I like this user interface because I was part of the team that built this. Come on, give me some Akka.NET. It's not going to be on .NET Core. It's actually going to be on NuGet. Search for it. Go get the thing. Okay, I searched for aka.net and you're giving me literally, come on now. It should be just aka is what it looks like. There it is. 1.3.12 and it works on .NET Standard version 1.6. That works for me. Install that chalupa. Here we go. You can watch actors and be notified when it goes away. Yes. All right. Chalupas. Yeah, let me throw a shout out in there. Let's throw a shout out for Gareth. Make sure you check out his channel. We'll throw a shout out here for Tobo, so you can check out their streams. Here we go. I've never used it either, Simeon. We're gonna learn together. It's installing Aka, and it's kind of stopped. Not found. ASP.NET extensions. Well, that's not going to be good. That doesn't make me feel good. What happened? Did I break it? Ah, there we go. All right. Oh my gosh, look at all the... Holy cannoli. Well, it's adding a lot of threading things. All right, that's fine. Do the actors thank the Academy when they do their work? Codebase Alpha. No. Here we go. Restore completed and
And then?
It should clean up here. Go away. I'm going to go back over to Startup. I don't care about Program right now. But here in this section, Configure Services, this is where we configure our dependency injection capabilities. So in this area over here, SWT Passion. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Yep, you're right, Toba. We want to make sure that we encourage all folks, regardless of gender. Check out their stream. There you go. Did I see Windows 95 in that list of dependencies? No. No, you didn't. Not at all. Was going to go for the TMZ line. No, we're not doing that. No. All right, so we need to add a singleton. Right, if I reference this over here, we're going to add a singleton for the actor system. So the actor system is that top level bit here that we need so we know where to hang our actors off of. And I will control dot on that so we can get the using statement appropriately. How do we create that? Well, we aren't going to take in anything, and we're going to just say actor system dot create. All right, actor system create, and they called this basket service, so let's call this bot service. Does not take 0 arguments. What do you mean does not take 0 arguments? Fine. Feeling better there? Yeah, there we go. All right. So now we've got our actor system. What did you miss? No, didn't miss anything. Fierce Kittens, colon health. Yes, that's exactly what we need to be discussing. That's a lot of adding. Let me change that project title. Let's change it in order to increase scalability. There, that looks better. Wow, is that Retoy Friday? Thank you for the follow. And Cesar Moore, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome. Appreciate you joining us. Tell your friends, tell your families, click that follow button, join us. And if you're a follower, make sure you check out the panel just below the video here. Our friends at Progress Software that make Telerik controls are going to give away next Wednesday. They're going to give away a ticket to Build. Microsoft Build 2019. All you have to do is get yourself into the Seattle area, and you've got a free pass to get in the door to Microsoft Build. Thank you so much to our friends at Progress Software. I still didn't get the logo in the corner. I got to get the logo in the corner. I have the logo. I need to put it in the corner. Thanks so much for supporting that, but make sure you click through, fill out the form. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is get yourself to Seattle, and you got a ticket to get in the door. Hamad Sayedi, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So now we have the Singleton for the actor system. Now, going further down here, they have a product domain. Well, I don't really have a domain. Midnight Tangent Ryan, you use the Teleric controls at work? Fantastic. We might do something with some Teleric controls here during Build, as a matter of fact. We'll see. So, right, this has a task to execute a class called Get All Products to go and get all the products, but it says Products Actor. And you pass into it, all right, here's what I want you to do. I don't think that's how we want to structure this. I think what we're going to end up with, right, looking at how they built things here, we're going to have some sort of an actor that will be listening for events from the chat room and then passing those events off to an appropriate actor that knows how to process those. Wow. Wow, Lennon. That's a lot. What do you think? Does that sound reasonable? So we have an actor that knows how to manage the channel, and then an actor that knows how to process each of the individual events, I think. No, I didn't get the joke. Sorry. Oh, it's binary. Oh, dear Lord. All right. So I have the actor system created here, and then they created these actor objects that know how to process and then send things back. This seems like over-engineering here. Right, and then it's passing messages back and forth between the various actors. So I think, and I'm not even going to look at this workers process yet. We're not even going to get into that. But we're going to get real complex here. Quick. I think I want to create, right, an actors folder. Thinking out loud. Once again, I've never used this architecture. And let's start off with just a simple class here. A simple actor class to start. And if this is the channel, well, we need a top level one. Looking at this architecture, we need a top level one that knows to spin up each one of these. So if we have the channel manager actor, this is what knows how to start up and build managers for each one of the channels. Right? So this is going to implement some sort of an actor. Going back over here. So there's the Receive Actor API. The actor model provides a higher level abstraction for writing concurrent. I'd love to close this side panel. Concurrent and distributed systems alleviates the developer with having to deal with explicit locking and thread management. So a Receive Actor, in order to use the Receive method inside an actor, the actor must inherit from Receive Actor. Well, I think this is the top level one, so it's not going to receive. It's just going to start. So I think we need... Do we need this one? An untyped actor. Actors are implemented by providing the untyped actor and implementing the onReceive method. This method takes the message as a parameter. So we're going to receive some sort of a message that comes in and decide to do something with it. So this is where I think we'll receive a message that says, okay, somebody's channel just started. We need to put the bot in their channel and start listening. Yeah, I'm getting focused here. The jokes are going to miss me because I'm learning these things. So, untyped actors, what we're going to define this one as. Let's start there. So control dot, get our using statement, and I'm going to come over here, control dot again, and implement the class, which gives me my onReceive method. All right. So if this is our channel manager, I'm going to receive some sort of a message. And the message, typically you see this switch statement that says, okay, here's what you need to go and do with these things. Props is a configuration class to specify options for the creation of actors. So here's where we're going to receive configuration, OAuth information, to go and connect to various channels. Here's how to connect to Quill Tony's channel. Here's how to connect to C# Fritz's channel. Connect to Fairy Wings. Connect to Dryad T. We're going to pass those properties in so that this can delegate appropriately to a channel actor, right? If we have channel actors that manage all the interactions for a channel. Once again, coming back, let's go back to that. I really like that diagram under concepts. It wasn't this one. So if this is the top level channel manager, then each one of these manages a channel and then has actors underneath of it that will act and do the things for the various commands that come through. So for those of you familiar with Quill Tony's system, we'll have one that handles the subscription events. And we'll have another one that sits over here that handles when a moderator says, add currency to these folks' accounts. And we'll have another one for running the guessing game. So that we split up, which are right now commands in the bot, as separate actors. So they get delegated those commands by a top-level bot actor on the channel that's managing those appropriately. What do you think? Also, the device manager example in the docs looks like what you want to do. Yes, it does. There's a great sample here for this as well. And I was reading through and looking at this. Where is it? So in this example that they have, this is for managing. The sample defines managing IoT devices. Particularly, I think it's plant watering devices is what they're looking at. Or temperature taking devices. I forget what it is. But you have a series of these devices that act as part of a higher level group, and then you have a manager that manages those. And then you have dashboards that are able to pull information out so you can see what's going on. So each actor essentially becomes a typed handler for the command. Yes, exactly. And I hope this is making sense for some of our friends that aren't high tech and they're not into software architecture, that we're going to break out the behavior of our bot so that we have a manager that manages instances of the bot that live in each channel, so that when that bot is sitting in there, it delegates out the requests that it receives to various child processes, other processes like an application that is then able to quickly and distinctly handle all of those requests at the same time. What are the issues with scalability that you're trying to address? Does the current bot get backed up and this new framework will be able to handle actions faster? Good question, Midnight Tangent Ryan. Good question. Right now, the current bot is a console application. So each person that wants to run the bot for their own channel needs to run the application somewhere on their machine, and it has its own distinct configuration. We want to level that up and take those configurations and put them up in the cloud somewhere so that it's easier for more folks to sign up, and we can build features and deploy them to everybody's bot at the same time. Not a problem, Rocket Propelled Freeman. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We actually start at 10. There you go. So that's where we're trying to do this. Fair to say message queuing and handling, but in real time without the queuing. Yes. We're going to publish messages, subscribe to those messages, and handle them appropriately. Right? This is, right, to draw a comparison, this is like when you walk up to someone, tap them on the shoulder, and say, hey, I need you to do something for me. But we're going to do it really, really fast, in split millisecond time, and pass those messages around to other systems appropriately, and then be able to scale those systems as needed as more folks come online. So, we're going to receive a message in this channel manager. Right here, this is a great way that it shows it. We have a root, we have the user system, and then this system that does internal things over here. But this user group is where we're working. So when we start to want to address these various actors, we're going to be able to specify their address as user, whatever, and then go find these things. As you see, creating actors from the top injects those actors, blah, 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 blah. Structure of the iActor graph and the path. So we receive a message, and then we say, okay, well, what's the message? What are you actually doing with it? So we switch on the message, and then we're going to figure out what we want to do here. So I think, thinking out loud and getting in at the simplest level, right, we will switch on the message, right? Switch says, for those of you not familiar with C#, is a way for us to say, look at this, and if it matches one of these cases, go do something. It's like if-then, but we're always testing the same thing. So switch message, and we're going to say case join channel, let's say, is a first message that this actor receives. Okay? So case join channel, we're going to tell it to do some things, and then break. Break is how you signal this is the end of the tasks that we want you to do. So if we want it to join the channel, I could, like they did here, provide information to say, well, go do these things. Okay, I get it. What I'd like to do, because I want to keep this simple, is I'd really like to have this execute a command called join channel, but I need to tell it what's the channel you're going to be joining. So I need to receive additional information. I need to receive parameters being passed in. And these commands are things in the simple example that say things like stop. The queuing is abstracted away. Yes. Don't you want those messages to be strongly typed messages? Exactly. So this message right now in the sample is just a string. Right? Eventually, if we get a little bit further down here, we want a sealed class that says this is the message and pass along some information about that. Any plan on doing an MS Orleans system? No. It was suggested we choose Akka. Akka is a open source community-driven project, so why not? And these messages will be delivered at least once. So there's something that we need to think about. At least once. If these messages are going to be passed around between various systems, I'm going to want those messages to be shared across all the applications that are using it. So I'm actually going to put messages in this core project so that they're available across all of our applications that we're going to be using here and building. So I'm going to add a new class here to the messages, and let's make this join channel. So we'll have a join channel class here. Now, I'm not quite sure why they do this, but the class for reading the read temperature message in this sample, it's a singleton with an instance here so that it creates and manages it independently. So instead of switch join channel, you'll use receive yes. I love the discussion going on here, and here's the thing, friends. The project we're working on is completely open source. Once we get through a little bit of this, you'll be able, if you'd like, to click through to my GitHub. That is a big, ugly picture of me. You'll be able to click through to our GitHub for this project. There it is. There's the GitHub. Thank you, Hugo. But this is the specific project. And if you want to tinker, you want to contribute, you want to experiment a little bit, you can. There's no private information for any of our projects hanging out here, and you're welcome to experiment a little bit. It's not ugly, it's just missing about 6 hats.
Oh my.
Thank you, Chef Brent. Thank you for keeping me honest. All right, so let's do this. Let's make this a singleton as well, so we can stick something. So we can stick a little bit closer to the demo. So, right, this is a public static join channel message that is called instance, and we're not moo, and it's a new join channel, and it actually did that as a private property. All right, we'll do it that way. So now there's an instance version of this available, and we need to make this not creatable. So we'll create a private constructor here. Now I need to actually tell it what channel to join. So this sealed, right, feels weird here. And this was a sealed class. Doing it as an instance like this feels weird. I feel like I should do it like this. Yes, and we also need a little bit of information around the request ID. When was it actually created? So let's get rid of this. Yeah, let's do it like this. Public sealed class, and we're going to specify what's the request ID so we can order these appropriately, which I don't really know. And the name of the channel to join. Eventually, we'll need to add things like the service to join as well when we support other services besides just Twitch. All right, what do you think? Let me know. Let's call this channel name, and if we say this dot channel name equals channel name, so we store this appropriately, we'll create a property here. It's a string called channel name, so that we can pass this around. I'm going to make it a get only here. It's private. You can't change this. So the Iot Dev say that you shouldn't have state in messages, and they should be serializable if you want to do any remoting stuff. So I don't have state in here. I just have, here's the name of the channel that I want you to join. If we want that to be serializable, I put the serializable on here. Is it going to give me... I should also create the alternate constructors for that, but I think that'll get me at least started. I'm loving my G Fuel today, let me tell you. Ooh. All right. So now I have a way to join channels, so I can actually change this to a receive actor, as they were suggesting there in the channel. And instead of receiving untyped wise, right, I can override, what is it, on receive, right? No. Where is it? I thought I could receive actor. There we go. In the constructor, we specify that. All right, fine. There's our constructor. So we should be able to say now receive some type, and our type is going to be join channel. Control dot on that. Add that reference. Control dot one more time. Nope, it's got it. Good. And what are we going to tell it to do with that? We're going to get a function and pass it off to some sort of a handler. G Fuel for the win. Yes. Completely agree, Midnight Tangent Dev.
Wow.
Love me some G Fuel. Am I right?
Right.
Dr. Evil says so. All right. In the receive actor, you plummet into constructor. I think you think a untyped actor is easier to work with. Is it? Well, what I was thinking of doing here was pass a method into this for that handler that's called like that. Which feels kind of stupid. I don't want to use an expression body. I want to create that method. If I say this dot join channel, I control dot on that. Generate method. Bazinga. So now we can put in here join the Twitch channel. I think that makes sense. Right? So if we receive, we delegate off to there. Yeah. So instead of log information, do this. Sender tell. So sender is who's sending us that message. We're going to tell it back something else. But we also need to create the properties, the configuration that we want to pass along for that channel. So I think we need to do something here to get our configuration. Does that make sense, chat room? Where'd you go? Chat room, are you still there? Hello?
Do it live!
Come on back to me. Aka actor props create new demo actor. So, all right. So if this actor is going to be passed in configuration, and at some point we're going to need to, well, do we put the various configurations for all the bots into a database somewhere? Maybe it's a document database. I don't know. So that we can receive, and when we say join a channel, we go look up that configuration, get that information, and pass it off to the bot. I feel like that's all one action at join time that we want to do. What do you think? And we do that all right here. Get configuration from data store. Join the Twitch channel. Passing in to do create Twitch channel actor. Passing configuration. Yeah. You still there, chat room? What happened? That sounds reasonable. Okay. And then that channel actor goes and does its things. Still alive. Unit testing actor should be fun. Hamad Saidi, I agree. And there's some interesting samples here, testing actor systems right there that we're going to be able to get into. And this is one that I'm really interested in, fault tolerance. I want to take a look at that as well. So if we have configuration that we're going to pass around, I think we also need that here in core. So I think we're going to start adding a folder for our domain objects. So if we add a class in here, and if we call this channel channel configuration, watch the channel actor and act on it if it goes away. Yes, absolutely. That's something we need to do. You're getting a little ahead of me, Stelzy. I partly want to say that managing the storage and retrieval of configs should be a separate actor. That's something that, as I was saying it, Hugo, I was thinking it does feel like overkill. Just because it's literally just going to fetch from the database and return that information. I don't know. I don't want to over-engineer. I want just the things that I need. So many meetings during this stream, no matter how many times you block it out. Oh, Electric Havoc, I'm sorry to hear that. So some properties for our channel configuration are going to be things like the channel name. It's not the client ID, but we're going to need the OAuth. No, it's not the OAuth key. Well, if we have one bot that we're signing in everywhere, that we're signing in and we're just joining different channels, the channel configuration doesn't have that. West Coast, nice. Yes, we can refactor it later, you're right. Let's start with just the channel name, and we'll add our other configuration options later. Right, as a minimum viable, we want to be able to start up this system and have it join 2 channels with the same bot. Yeah. Confirmed for VS Live Redmond. Terrific. Does each bot have a display name? I think it's one bot, and it connects to all the... Right, so I think there's a bot configuration as well here. Right? And the bot itself, right, has a login name. And a password that it's going to use to log in and get into those services. This worries me. That worries me because I don't want passwords being passed around in memory that something might be able to access at some point. However, if you hook the memory of this thing, all games are off. It would not be that complicated to add the configuration get actor later if there's a need. Yeah, if it gets significant, if it gets robust, if it gets too big,
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
and we can refactor it later. So I'm going to move this out to another file. Thank you. And we'll worry about the bot configuration later. It may be loaded and even brought in here during configure services. So, and there might even be, right now we just have login name and password. This might be per service, right? We may end up with a collection of services. Here's the Twitch login. Here's the Mixer login, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. So, channel configuration I think is simple and fine for now. So if we, let's add a models. Let's add a new folder for data. And I'm going to add a simple class here. Class. And let's call this configuration context. Channel configuration context. I'm not going to build out this as entity framework yet. But I am going to use password handling seems to be a good thing to delegate to something like Azure Key Vault. Yes, and for the top level bot and for folks OAuth configuration when we get to that point, yes. And I want to build just a, you know what, let's do this as an interface. this. And we're going to have, no, channel configuration, get configuration for channel, string channel name, and that'll do something to go get that configuration. So to the point earlier about this might be better stored in Azure Key Vault, I think you're completely right. However, for the purposes of getting something running, I'm going to implement a simple context here, and private static read-only collection. Let's make it a list. Just yeah, make it an I list channel configuration. Right. Heck, let's even no. Equals new list channel configuration so that we have, yeah, thanks. New channel configuration. Channel name equals C# Fritz. Equals all lowercase. There we go. Okay, so I've got two channel configurations that I want it to be able to connect to. So this, right, once again, I'm purposely making this a little bit dumb. I'm purposely making this so that it's simple, so that we can refactor this so that it's stored somewhere else and more secure later. So we're going to return configs first or default, where the config channel name equals the channel name that was passed in. Okay, so now I have a way to get the configuration for the channel. I can register this thing over here. So we will say, since these are not singletons, I'm going to add this as a transient. I channel configuration context. I think that's what I called it, right? Yes. Oh yeah. Channel configuration context. There we go. So it knows how to give me one of those when I want one of these things. So we'll come back over to this. I want one of those. So we put that in our constructor. So now I have the channel configuration context, so I can say this dot context equals context. Come on. You make me shame. There we go. Read-only property, fantastic. So now join channel, I can get the configuration from the data store by saying, well, I want to get this as properties. Don't you want to do there a dictionary channel configuration? I could, but whatever. Sergey, I'm sorry, we're English only here. So, good morning, NSO 1995. Why does it want me? You make me sad, Bing. Hello, hello there, Sergey. Now I see what you have there. Is that pronounced Darova? It's short. But we try to stay English only here, okay? So looking over here, so it creates properties like this, so we can pass those properties along. Why not just pass it as a configuration object? Why do I need props? Props is a configuration class to specify options for the creation of actors. It's an immutable and thus freely shareable recipe for creating an actor, including associated deployment information. Okay. So props create type of my actor. James asks, what is my keyboard model? Do I have a keyboard command? There you go. So we're going to create a new my actor with args. It's a good idea to provide a static factory methods on the receive actor, which help keeping the creation of suitable props as close to the actor definition as possible. Okay. So if we want to do something like this, right? Get props for channel. Something like that. So it wants me to create an actor. Why is it an... Okay, so if that's our channel actor with... Am I currently using Vortex? Yes, I am. This is the Vortex Race 3. And you can see pictures of it at that blog post. So I'm a big fan of the Vortex Race 3, and I want to make sure that folks that are interested and want to check out the keyboard can go get their own there, and that's why I put links to it. There you go. There's my keyboard. There's green keys in it. That's why some of it's blacked out. Sounds nice. Well, I hope you give it a try, and maybe you like it. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So looking at this. This doesn't make sense. When is that actually doing this thing? System actor of actor.props42 demo. I don't understand what that's doing outside of that. That doesn't make sense to me. It'd be better to call this get instance or get actor. Okay. So if instead of calling this join channel, if we change this to get channel actor, get channel actor, right? Well, wait a sec. We're receiving it, and see if I'm spinning up a new. This is right, receive. I want to receive and start up the next actor. Is it context? TBD. Nice. Actor of, along with some properties, string name. Okay. So, but how do we get the props object? Well, props create. I'm confused here. Because this is saying props create with the args. In order to define a receive method, actor must inherit from receive actor. Okay, did that. Use the non-generic one. Props create like this. And then pass in the arguments. And then what do I do with that props? I'm confused. Right, this is doing an actor of here. Creating actors. Actors are created by passing a props instance into the actor of factory method. So context actor of, and then I don't know what that is. What is that? Okay, hang on. Get rid of this. Good morning, nice Aka. Are you going to do a comparison with Thorns? No. I'm actually trying to get something happening here. I'm trying to actor of all right, hang on. No, I've chosen a framework and we're going to go with it. I'm not comparing to other frameworks. I'm not going to do some sort of analysis of which framework is best. I'm actually trying to build something that works here and supports a bunch of folks. So, nope. We've chosen and we're going to go down this way. So, okay, the receive is passing off to this and to this method, right? I feel like there's a sample missing here. I could log the information. It'd be nice to receive a logger and pass that. That's not a bad idea before things get too crazy here. Yeah, let's receive an iLogger factory. Yeah, let's make sure we have a copy of that. This dot logger equals logger fact. With a category name. Channel manager actor. Okay, so now I have a logger that we can work with. Actor has its own logger, get logger on the actor. It does? No, it doesn't. Nope. Nope. Context get logger. Nope. Are you kidding? They made it an extension? API writers out there, make it easy for me to find your API. When you hide things on extensions, you make it very difficult for somebody who's new to using your API to be able to find the things that we want to use to work with it. So this is iLogging adapter. All right. No, this is actually... Let's do that. Make it a little bit easier to pick up. Now see, look at that. Dave Noterer, thanks so much for that resub. 3 months, congratulations. I believe that puts you in a blue hat, right? Nope, red hat. Red hat, then blue. Congratulations. All right, so now I have a logger, so I can do things to log that I'm getting. Okay. So this feels weird. This doesn't make sense to me. Why am I creating a props when I need to create an actor to pass in that property information of? And that feels like it's going to go out of context. So I feel like this isn't the correct. I feel like this is what I should be doing, right? And then storing that child somewhere that I can hang on to. So that I have, here's all the channels that I'm managing. So if we have a collection of those, right, which I want to create a private read. Sure. Channel actors. And then that's going to be a new. Come on. Really? Really? You have an I read-only dictionary, but you don't have a read-only dictionary object? You make me sad. And this should have types on it, shouldn't it? That child. Documentation and structure of an API may sometimes be more important than the actual code. Yep, string I actor ref. I agree. Okay, so now we have one of those. So we can keep a reference to it. Really? Vex Fallard, thank you for the follow. Really? Okay. That's pretty crap. I don't get whatever. Good luck on your last CS exam there. So is unpopular opinion some kind of a meme? Yes, it is. It is right now. Okay. So, all right. So now I can store a copy of that thing. So if I use something like this, if we say var child, context actor of, and this will be a channel actor, because we're going to create a channel actor object. Now, what's over here? What's this thing? It's the name. Do we give it a name that includes the channel that it's managing? Read-only dictionary requires advice to be provided in the constructor. Ah, okay. So let's just call this channel. Now we need a channel actor object, so let's generate a class called channel actor right here. I'm going to make that public so that we can unit test it later. And this is an I. It's a receive actor, that's what it was. And now I've got too many curly braces. Alright. Move. Cool. So now we have a channel actor, but we wanted to pass into it properties. So now what? Right, the way that was done up here was props create. So now what? But this gives me a props object back. Right, props is a configuration object that I want to pass around and I want to create and stick my configuration into, right? I want to do something like, right, equals get configuration for channel. But that's not a props object. The props object says props create new actor with args. Without props, you can only give it a string name. All right, so I do want to create it. Right? What other actor? So, no, I'm not sure what become is. Right? I want to create an act. No. So if I say, see, but these create props objects. Do they create an actor object? This is confusing me. You talk about props here, and then it should be right here as a thing, but then you never use it in a demo. It's like, now what do you do? Isn't there an overload of actor of? Nope. Nope. So that's why I'm a little confused. Confused. Let's move this down. Right. This looks like it's like props dot creates an actor of a specified type. Create by creates an actor using specified actor producer. What's a prop surrogate? Oh, whatever. Right, so if I say props create, this returns a props object. But it says it creates an actor. But it's a props object. Nope, there is no overload for that actor of. Right, if we do the generic version of this. No, string name. It takes in props and then the name. The props used to create this actor. But where do I pass that to? Like, this confuses me here. You create a props config object, and using that one props, you can create thousands of actors using that one props. Great, how? Okay. Right, so if I say props create, the type of the actor to create, or I can give it the type of the actor. All right, so if I tell it the actor is, right, a channel actor. Okay, so I have a channel actor. The arguments needed to create the actor. So are these the constructor arguments? Using the given arguments. Okay, so if I get my config using this, right? And I pass that in like that. So now I have a props for a channel actor that contains that configuration given that channel name. So my child is context actor of. Now I can pass in those props and then the name, which must not start with $. If the given name is already in use, then an invalid actor name exception. The name of this actor. So should the name be unique for each actor? Bob. Tom Cruise. Channel. Or do I give it the actual name of the channel that it's acting on? Does that need to be unique? Right? In which case, right, should it be something like that? So that the channel name, C# Fritz, appears in the name of this. Right? It's not clear to me if the name of an actor should be unique to the instance. That's what I'm thinking, Hugo. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't know. Actor names do need to be unique. Thank you, Lumi1337. Yeah. Okay. So now I have the child, and this is an I actor ref. So now I can stash that in my local collection of channel actors that I'm managing. So channel actors, add. The key is going to be the channel name. And then it'll be the actual actor. So now I've started an actor for that channel. The docs for that are a lot better. Okay. You can resolve an actor with like a URI, so it needs to be unique to identify them properly. So this makes sense then. All right. I'm good with that. I can buy that. So now I have... All right, so the channel manager actor will receive commands that say join a channel, and that channel message has... That join channel message has the name of the channel to add. We're going to use that in this get channel actor to actually start up another class that will actually do the connection out to that channel with the configuration, all the information that's appropriate for the channel actor, which will effectively be the instance of the bot that's managing that Twitch channel. Let's put a little bit of documentation around this. Manage a collection of bot instances of bot actors that interact with the individual channels. Okay. So if I come over to this one, so this is the channel actor that'll actually interact with each individual channel. An instance, an actor that manages interactions on a single channel. So I have a constructor for this, and from over here, we're passing into it the configuration. Channel configuration. So we need to receive channel configuration. Right, create that as a read-only property. So now I have the configuration, all the things that Quiltoni wants to do on her channel will be stored in an instance of this, and all the things that I want to do on my channel will be stored on a domain-specific instance of this for each one of those actors that starts and runs separately. Okay. You can basically query like user channel manager star and get a collection of iActorRef resolve. Yes! Yes! That's exactly where I want to get to. All right. Need to prove that this is Need to prove that that is what this code actually does, though. Can we do some kind of MVP implementation that at least shows it connecting to two channels? Exactly, S&B, and that's where I want to start. That's where I want to start at, is this orchestrator project that we have here, right? And that's why I purposely made this context dumb. It doesn't... eventually we'll get configuration out of Azure Key Vault or a database, so that these things that have the configuration for each one of the channels, Twitch channels that we're going to manage, is stored somewhere securely and safe. Right? We're just gonna MVP this up. We'll figure out database later. We'll do this as simple as possible to get connected in to the Twitch channel and do that interaction. You must have discussed this while I was waiting. Not a problem, SMB. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we have two channels defined, and
then
we now need the code to actually get connected and do the interaction with the channel.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Very long career. I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. Brought to you by G Fuel and Liam Neeson. No. So I have this config.
and then
I'm going to bring the commands, not the commands, but the actual bot that we had previously. Here it is. This is the original bot. And it receives a Pixelbot config, this is what will end up being migrated into our channel configuration. All this good stuff. Liam Neeson kicked my dog one time. James asks, what's the idea behind this bot? The elevator pitch is, we have a number of friends that do things on the creative streams where they actually have storefronts running on Etsy, Shopify, Squarespace, different places, and they have different types of interactions that they would like to be able to provide on Twitch for the store. So if something happens on the store, we want to interact and show something fun happen on the channel. We also want to be able to do different games. We want to build and manage in-stream currency. And there are other platforms, other services that do a little bit of this, but it's not as flexible. It doesn't provide some of the capabilities that we're looking for. So that's the kinds of things that we're adding. We also built the ability to do a raffle. We built a game that will allow you to guess and guess how fast something takes to be done. So it's fun. There's a lot of different things we can do there. So where I'm going to start here is, so the bot starts and it has a Twitch client. Now this is using Twitch lib. I'm going to start with using Twitch lib. Even though you know, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, my channel, you know that I have my concerns, I have my reservations with Twitch lib. There's some ways that it interacts with the asynchronous APIs that aren't optimal. And we can do a little bit better with that. Yes, James, this is an open source project and we are creating a botnet. Yes. No. I did put a link to the GitHub project in here at one point. Where is it? There it is. Skybotnet. Nah, this will be FritzBotnet, actually. So, Johan with the gritty emote. Nice. Nice. Love the gritty emote. Who doesn't love the gritty emote? Okay, New York Rangers fans. They don't like the gritty emote. Hey, Fonny. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Let's see here. So when this starts asynchronously, our current bot, it gets and builds connection credentials for the bot configuration, creates a Twitch client, initializes, and then has all these methods for the different things, these event handling methods for the different things that are going to be raised as it's listening out there. What I think we want to do... I made you love it, Johan. Ah, there. See that? Gritty's big, orange, dopey, and it doesn't take any nonsense from folks, particularly New York Ranger fans. And I'm picking on Ranger fans because just like my Philadelphia Flyers, they didn't make the playoffs either. What's this from this Simeon? He literally kicked it. Oh, that's terrible. Go Stars. See that, Hugo? See that? And Stars are playing Nashville in the first round. Those Tennessee boys. Good luck there. I'm going to grab this code right here and put it into our channel actor, and we'll end up delegating off those different things that it can do. Because we're going to be right. This is the actual interaction with the with Twitch. So let's create a method here. Start Twitch connection, something like that. And does this have a dispose on it? No, doesn't have dispose. But right. We can post stop. We can dispose. So if we make this I disposable as well. You kidding? What do you mean you can't find I disposable? Give me a disposable. Implement with the dispose pattern. Yes. Here we go. To do managed, disposed, managed state, managed objects. Only if we don't have any unmanaged resources, so we don't need this. Here's the actual dispose method here. Do not change this. Put cleanup code in dispose above. Uncomment if the finalizer is overridden. We do not have a finalizer. Free unmanaged resources. Set large fields to null. Nope, don't have those. And then everybody will be capped. Yeah, maybe. Tied 2-2. Woohoo! Good luck to you there, Hugo. Our friend, to our hockey fans out there, you may know that our friend Quill Tony, there she goes right now because she's on her way to the Verizon Center to go watch her favorite Washington Capitals, those defending Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals. They're up 3-1, aren't they? Is it 3-1 they're up? Cap 1 Center. Is it Capital? No, wait. Cap Center. Oh, no, they renamed it 2-1. It was Verizon Center at one point. Game 4 is tonight. Oh, man. Good luck. So, the point is, around post stop can be overridden to accept calls to... Okay. So... Right? Post stop. We want to disconnect. And before and around pre-start is when we want to connect, actually. So this... Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. And I think I also want to receive here bot configuration. This, we're going to get somewhere else and pass in. Oh, but is this going to do dependency injection for me? Locals still call it Verizon Center. Yeah. It's like the arena here in Philadelphia. We just call it the big joint. Because depending on which bank it is in power right now, that's who it is. It was Core State Center. It became First Union Center. It became Wachovia Center. Now it's Wells Fargo Center. Next week it's going to become Bob's Battery Warehouse Center. I don't know. Just call it the Vault. Yeah, maybe. I don't know about this. I want to get that bot configuration from somewhere. I need it. I need it. Because that's where it's going to have the login and stuff for this. Let's get rid of that. Around pre-start. Exception cause, object message. Around pre-start. Yeah. Okay. So while this is starting up is when we're going to do our Twitch configuration. And yeah, I want that moved out. That feels... I don't like all those lines in there. That's bad. Get rid of this. Start Twitch connection. So it's a little bit clearer what's going on there. So now put that in there. Right, and this I want to say something like bot config. Right, where did the other read-only property go? Oh, it's way down here. I don't like that. I'm moving it up. That's better. Public bot configuration. Bot config. We'll figure out a way to get that in there. So, bot config doesn't have Twitch username. Right now it has login name and password. Okay. Stupid question, but what do you use to show the keystrokes on string? That is Karnak that I'm using. Local soccer stadium is officially the Bet365 Stadium. Nobody likes the name, so we still call it Britannia Stadium. Nice. There you go. Yep, so this way we'll manage the interactions. Using the start and stop lifecycle management. So let me manage NuGet packages here. And this is TwitchLib we're going to go find. I don't want 301, I want 215. Here it comes. I know we're going a little bit long, but it's not that long that we're going over. Yep, except Ba-boom. It doesn't know what these things are. Just you wait. You soon will. Now you do. And you know what those are. Alright, so we need a client object. I'm going to create that as a field so that we capture our Twitch connection. Where'd it go? Why are you down there? I like all my fields up at the top. That way I can always find them. Karnak the Magnificent. There you go. That's the deal. Alright, so now I have client is available somewhere. Channel join channel. We're going to have it join config.channelName. So that should work. These interactions for the various events that happen inside the channel, we're going to want to delegate to another actor. How do we delegate them to another actor? I don't know. But we're going to figure that out. Delegate these to another actor class. Right, and we'll have... for managing the subscriptions, these, I think that'll be... It could even be 3 different actors to receive those. The raid notification definitely is going to be its own actor. Chat command received will be its own actor. Message received will be its own actor. But we're going to need to pass and manage state back and forth to these, which is going to be a little weird. Because when we're in the middle of processing a game, we're going to receive commands for moderators and the broadcaster to start and stop and interact with managing the game. But the folks that are in chat will be just sending text messages in to interact with it. You iActorRef tell these notifications in channel message something messages. Exactly! iActorRef.tell to delegate these messages to another class. And I think that's where we're going to stop for right now. CLW, hey, good to see you. You're catching me right as I'm about to wrap up here. So let's wrap up. Now, the project doesn't compile yet because these things don't exist, right? If I try and compile, we're going to get a bunch of errors popping out, and they're all going to be around this thing. Right, there they are. These things don't exist. You know what? Just to make sure we get it compiling, I'm going to create these with the full intention that they will go away, and we'll replace them with lambdas later. So that's fine, right? So this should now build. Everything should build. And then build succeeded. Good. So I think you can see the complexity is scaling up here, but I'm trying to explain this. I'm trying to show this in a way that it's easy to follow along, and we can start to add features clearly, concisely, and scale out the capabilities here. Add new capabilities, new commands, new features quickly once we have this base architecture in place. And the base architecture is going to allow us to scale to handle many, many different different channels. And then we'll take over the world. Wait, what? That's not what I wanted to do. Git add. Yep, we'll add that one. Yep, add that one also. Add that. Yep. And I'm going to git commit introducing Akka to the system. And then I'll sign. Did I type it right? I did. And there you go. Someone's going to get you. Well, maybe. In the clustered end state, this will be a microservice service. Yes. I just said that take over the world part again. You know what? I should say that better, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? We're going to take over the world. Maybe not that dramatic. Someone's going to get me. Maybe they will. Or maybe I'm going to get someone else. All right. So that was deployed. If you want to interact with this, let me post that GitHub account, that GitHub repository one more time. There it is. The branch we're working on, you can't really see it there. There it is now, is feature multi-tenant. All right. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Was that a Day of the Tentacle reference? No. Do we all plan on taking over the world? Yes, Quill Tony, we are. We are all going to take over the world. And here's what I'm going to do as part of my plans to take over the world. I have... there is a crafting streamer that I saw come online. I got notification. And I want to... Yeah, we're going to do this. I got notification she came online, but is she not actually streaming yet? And she's playing a game today. She's playing The Sims, but I want to show some love. Yes, we're going to do this. And Quill Tony, you know exactly who I'm going to raid. We're going to raid our friend, Imperial Girl. It's something here I want to make sure that we show and we get into, and we take a look and we join a bit more of the Twitch community, and we don't just raid our friends that are technology streamers. I like to raid them a lot of the times, but every now and again, I want to raid somebody who's a creative streamer. So thank you so much for the raid call, Quill Tony. If you're a subscriber to the channel, grab that first paragraph, that first sentence with the raid bot. If you're not, that's okay too. You can grab the second sentence with the bombs there, and we're going to raid Imperial Girl. She's playing The Sims right now, but we want to show her a little bit of love. We want to raid her stream and let her know that we're thinking of her. So I will kick off the raid. Thanks so much for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow. It's a bank holiday, so a lot of folks will be off. But we're going to get right back into this, and we're going to try and get to a minimum viable so that we have our bot joining 2 channels, managing 2 sets of configuration at the same time. Hopefully we'll get there, and we'll see how it works. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.